Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 12th chapter, text number 2 to 6. I will read for myself. It has no purport. 7th will repeat. Text 2. Tato yugantha agni katara jivam avidya sulam tarasa surendraha shipitvamindraya vinadaya viro ato asi papeti rusa jagada. Please repeat the translation. Then Vritrasura, the great hero of the demons, world is trident, which had points like the flames of the blazing fire at the end of the millennium. With great force and anger, he threw it at Indra, roaring and exclaiming loudly, "O sinful one, thus shall I kill you." Text 3. Ka apathat vichalad graholkam nirikshad spreksh majata viklava vajrena vajri sata parvanachinad bhujam tatasyo rogara rajabhogam. Translation, please repeat. Flying in the sky, Vritrasura trident resembled a brilliant meteor. Although the blazing weapon was difficult to look upon, King Indra, unafraid, cut it to pieces with his thunderbolt. Simultaneously, he cut off one of Vritrasura's arm, which was as thick as the body of Vasuki, the king of the serpents. Text 4. Chinnaika bahu parigena vrita samrabda asadagrita vajram anau tata dendram atamarebhyam vajram chastan nepatam magonaha. Translation, please repeat. Although one of his arms were severed from his body, Vritrasura angrily approached King Indra and struck him on the jaw with an iron mace. He also struck the elephant that carried Indra. Thus Indra dropped the thunderbolt from his hand. Text 5. Vritrasya karmati madbhutam tad sura charana siddha sangaha apujayam tattam puruta sankatam niriksha yeti vichakrishu brisam. Please repeat the translation. The denizens of various planets, like the demigod, demons, charanas, and siddhas, praised Vritrasura's deed. But when they observed that Indra was in great danger, they lamented, "Alas, alas." Text 6. Indro navajram jagre vilanjitas chutam swastad arisannidau punaha tamaha vritto aratta vajro jai swashatrum navishada kala. Please repeat the translation. Having dropped the thunderbolt from his hand in the presence of his enemy, Indra was practically defeated and was very much ashamed. He dared not to pick up his weapon again. Vritrasura, however, encouraged him, saying, "Take up your thunderbolt and kill your enemy. This is not the time to lament your fate." Text 7, we'll repeat. Yusatam kutrajid atatayina Jaya sadaikatra navai paratmana Vinaykamutpatti layastitishwaram Sarvagyamadhyam purusham sanatanam. Translation. Vritrasura continued, "O Indra, no one is guaranteed of being always victorious, but the original enjoyer, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. He is the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. And he knows everything. Being dependent and being obliged to accept material bodies, belligerent, subordinate, are sometimes victorious and sometimes defeated." Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Purport. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 15.15, "Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannavishto matasmiti jnanam apovanam cha." I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. When two parties fight, the fighting actually goes on under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Paramatma, the Super Soul. Elsewhere in the Bhagavad Gita 3.27, the Lord says, "Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate." The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of three modes of mental nature, think himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by nature. The living entities work only under the direction of the Supreme Lord. The Lord gives order to material nature, and she arranges facilities for living entities. The living entities are not independent, although they foolishly think themselves the doers, karta. Victory is always with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As for the subordinate living entities, they fight under the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Victory or defeat is not actually theirs. It is an arrangement by the Lord through the agency of mental nature. Pride in victory or moroseness in defeat is useless. One should fully depend on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is responsible for the victory and defeat of all living entities. The Lord advises, "Niyatam kuru karma tvam karma jnaya I akarmanaha." Perform your prescribed duty, for action is better than inaction. The living entity is ordered to act according to the position. Victory or defeat depends on the Supreme Lord. Karmani evadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. One must sincerely, according to his position, victory or defeat depend on the Lord. Vritrasura encouraged Indra, saying, "Don't be morose because of my victory. There is no need to stop fighting. Instead, you should go on with your duty. When Krishna desires, you will certainly be victorious." This verse is very instructive for sincere workers in Krishna consciousness movement. We should not be jubilant in victory or morose in defeat. We should make a sincere effort to implement the will of Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we should not be concerned with victory or defeat. Our only duty is to work sincerely so that our activities may be recognized by Krishna. Thus in the Bhaktivedanta purport. The sixth canto is describing the prescribed duty for mankind. So in this beginning of this chapter we are reading, earlier to this chapter we read the qualities of Vritrasura. He was a devotee, though he was in the demon form. We know how once King Chitraketu and his consort, they were traveling on the airplane, and they saw Lord Shiva embracing Parvati. And King Chitraketu laughed at that incident. So immediately Parvati cursed that this king, because of his opulence, whatever gadgets he has, he was with a lot of damsels, he was traveling the airplane. So she cursed Chitraketu to become a demon. That's why he had assumed the body of a Vritrasura. So we read last chapter also what the wonderful qualities of Vritrasura. So in first verse of this chapter last week, the speaker was speaking. Vritrasura is inviting his death. He is desiring to die. Actually, we don't want to die, correct? We all try to do so many arrangements to escape death. But in this case, Vritrasura is desiring to die because he will be killed by Indra by using the weapon Thunderbolt, which was made of Dadiji's body on the instruction of Lord Vishnu. So he was assured of going back to Godhead when he is going to die. So he wants to die. Please kill. But Indra, he is very concerned because he is a devotee. If I kill him, what will happen? All these things is happening here. So in today's verse, what we read in the earlier verse, third verse, Indra says, Indra, unafraid, cut Vritrasura trident, because he is also fighting. He is also speaking philosophically actually. But Indra is very steady, he is not using a thunderbolt to kill him. So he is trying to agitate him. So Indra, in the third verse it is said, unafraid, cut trident with his vajra. He also cut off one of Vritrasura's arm. So this thunderbolt was made according to the plan, will of the Lord. It's very powerful. It can easily kill. But Vritrasura also is giving a good fight here. So immediately when he was invited like this, in the third verse we read that Indra chopped off his arm also, one arm, and his trident, which he used to hurt at Indra, that was also dropped down. And in the fourth verse he read, Vritrasura struck Indra on the jaw with the iron mace. In the earlier chapters also we are reading the fight between the demon and the devotees, Suras and Asuras, always very heavy, very furious. And sometimes demons win, sometimes devotees, Devatas, they win. So when Devatas, they lose, they go to Vishnu. They don't have any other shelter. So Vishnu again gives some trick and they follow, they win. So this always it happens throughout the Bhagavatam we read, correct? So here, his one arm was chopped. Still he didn't give up. He used his mace and attacked Indra. And in the previous verse, sixth verse we read. So Indra was defeated and was ashamed because in the war, when the Kshatriyas also when they fight, if the weapon is fallen down, that means you have lost the battle. So they will not go and pick again, and it's like a shameless act according to Kshatriya principle. So when Indra was defeated and was ashamed, Vritrasura encouraged Indra to take up the thunderbolt, and he said, kill me. I'm there in front of you, kill me. So that was the last verse. So in today's verse, it's mentioned, Vritrasura continued, O Indra, no one is guaranteed of being always victorious, but the original Supreme Personality of God. So victory is always with the Lord. All these things activities are carried on by Lord's arrangement actually. He is the cause of creation, maintenance and annihilation. He knows everything. Lord knows everything, correct? Past, present, future. Being dependent and being obliged to accept material bodies, belligerent subordinates are sometimes victorious and sometimes defeated. So, when Vritrasura is going to be defeated, actually he is going back to Godhead. Because he will be killed by the weapon according to the will of the Lord. So he is eagerly waiting. Whereas Indra, is the king of the heavenly planet. Mahendra, he wants to enjoy a lot of opulence. So, in the battle, when Vritrasura loses also, he wins actually. Whereas if Indra wins, he is actually losing. In the sense, spiritually, he is losing. Because again and again, this birth, death, old age, disease. Indra actually is a designation, is a post, the Devata's post. He has done a lot of tapasya, he has accumulated a lot of punya, he has got this body of an Indra. Just like the post of a chief minister, president, prime minister. It's all for some term, correct? 5 years, whatever it is. Sometimes they lose before that itself. So Indra is always concerned. If somebody is doing a lot of tapasya, a lot of sacrifice, yajna, Indra will send his damsels and try to disturb their tapasya. Because he is very concerned about his post. Because he is actually, Devatas, though they are devotees, they have a tinge of material desire. They want to enjoy in this world. Whereas a pure devotee like Vritrasura here, actually he has understood all these things. He says, no, I want to lose. Please kill me, he is telling. Because once you leave the body, he is going to spiritual world. So in the Bhagavad Gita, if you see, Krishna in many places is mentioned. And Prabhupada today he quotes 4 verses from the Bhagavad Gita itself directly. Very beautiful. Whenever Prabhupada writes purport, he always links with Bhagavad Gita, where other Puranas, Upanishad bringing this point. So, in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna says, Sukha dukhe samakritva labha labho jaya jayo. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting. Whether you are going to win or lose, or happiness or distress, you should not be bothered about this. Because Krishna was giving this instruction to Arjuna in the 2nd chapter. Because he was a Kshatriya, his duty is to fight. So by fighting, he will not incur sin. Just like Prabhupada gives the example, correct? When the Kshatriya, they go and kill the enemies on the battlefield, they become very glorious. Whereas the same person, when he comes out, and he may kill hundreds of people, correct? Using all these weapons. Same person, when he is not on duty, when he comes and kills one person, he will be taken to the court of law. He will be hanged. Because he is doing under that higher direction. So Krishna is telling, just fight, you are a Kshatriya. Don't be bothered about happiness, distress, victory, loss, gain, defeat. Okay, what is that? You will be free from sin. Actually, we are all in this world because of our residual sinful reaction. And Prabhupada explained, sinful activities we perform due to ignorance. So this knowledge of the scriptures are very important. Because whatever action we are going to do now in this body, we are going to get reaction. Just like we read in the previous chapter also, Indra committed offense. What was the first offense Indra committed? He killed Vishwarupa, who is a Brahmana. So Brahmatya is very grievous, very serious. And one more offense we read is that once Brahaspati and Sachi, his wife, they came in his assembly. Indra didn't respect Brahaspati. Brahaspati just got up. He could have cursed him. Again, this thing happened, correct? But he just got up and he walked away. So it's a big offense. Because of that, in the battle between Devatas and Asuras, Devata lost that battle. Then this plan was, again, Vishnu gave this trick to them. So the thing is, we may commit mistake. mistakes. But knowingly, we should not commit mistake. To err is human, it is said. So for that we should be we should have knowledge. Otherwise we go on committing mistake, we think this is what? This is correct. So then we will get implicated again and again and again. So that's why knowledge, transcendental knowledge is very important. Shastra says, Janmanam Jayate Shudra. We are all, by birth we are born Shudra. Though we may be born in today's so-called Brahmana family and all. Janmanam Jayate Shudra Samskarat Bhavet Dvija. By doing samskara, reformatory activities, principle, actually we become samskara bhavet dvija, we become Brahmana. Dvija, twice born. Then Brahma Janati the Brahmana. So Brahma, who understand the Brahman, who understand the Supreme Spirit, who understand his position, he is actually a Brahmana. So like that it is mentioned. So we are born, we work hard. Particularly when you get a human form of life. People are geared up today, correct? In modern days. Work hard, earn money, enjoy. This is what is going on. And you die. Actually, this is not according to the scriptures, actually. Scripture says this is available even in any forms of life, in lower forms of life, animals. In the human form of life, we have got a higher purpose. We should understand about all these things. See, just like here, Vitrasura is speaking, as we go, very nice philosophy he will be speaking. So we should know this, whom we are, who is God, what is the relationship, why we are in this world. Not just go on with whatever our instinct says. Correct? So, naham deho deya bhajhan na loke kashthan kaman haritan vidbhujame. Thapo divyam putraka yena sattvam. Actually we should take tapasya, austerity, some inconvenience for our spiritual benefit. Brahma Saukyam, for understanding Brahman. This is what the Rishabdev is giving instruction to his 100 sons in the Bhagavatam, 5th canto. So, this tapasya is very important. For us also a simple tapasya, Srila Prabhupada has given, our acharyas have given. We are supposed to attend the whole morning sadhana program. It calls for little austerity. From Mangalarti till Bhagavatam class and take prasadam. Together we should be there. So that is the tapasya. For us, simple tapasya actually. It's all jolly. It's all joyfully performed. Correct? You get up, you sing, glorify the Lord. Then you chant. Again attend Aarti. See the Aarti, beautiful deity. Sing again. Then try to understand, read from the scriptures. Then go and take prasad. So our morning program is fully, should be packed like this. 4:30 to 9:30, 10, we should have no other business actually. Of course, if somebody is doing some essential service like pujaris, assistant pujari, cooks, assistant cook, they have to little sacrifice that time. Then they also get time. So we should be very vigilant. We should be very careful. We should not let it... That's why when we are hearing the soulful japa and all, this determination is very important. Correct? Tasking. We have to task. Otherwise you chant one round now, take some rest, chant another round. Actually it will not be that effective. We should try to chant as many rounds possible at a stretch like that. So it again calls for tapasya. Because our body or mind may trick us. Maybe genuinely sometime previous day you would not have taken proper rest, have gone to bed late or whatever it is. So body will give it tricks. No, better take some rest and then chant. Take rest for a while. When you go and hit the bed, you don't know when you are going to get up actually. So it's like that. So this tapasya, simple tapasya Prabhupada has given. 16 rounds only we have to chant and follow these 4 regulative principles. So this is the principle. So we read about this, we heard about this also 2 days before, correct? So Lord has some plan in this world. But human being today, the modern day human being, we are messed up with the Lord's plan because we have our own plan for our sense gratification. That's why this this sixth canto, it translated as prescribed duty for mankind. The full canto is going to speak on different chapters. It's all bringing on this. So our duty. So what is our duty? So we heard that just like in the third chapter, Krishna says, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat annasambha. Anna, how we will get food grain. Annad bhavanti, we have to get rain. Rain comes by performance of yajna. Yajna comes out of prescribed duty. There also it is mentioned. So this is the Lord's plan. But we see we are messing up with the Lord's plan. We have our own plan, our own this thing. We are not bothered about Lord. Because we are all rebellious living entities. That's why we are here. So Lord has made this available, this Bhagavad Gita, this Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we read, when we hear, actually we should be geared up for this actually. So Krishna's plan is like that. That's why later on in this chapter itself we will read. So when I was mentioning about Chitraketu was cursed to become a asura, so he could have easily countered and all. They were all powerful kings actually. But he took as a blessing in disguise. Same like Parikshit Maharaj. In the Bhagavatam it is mentioned. Correct? When he was cursed to die within 7 days, he was so powerful king, Raja Rishi, he could have countered. But he accepted, at least he had got the notice of death. Nobody gets notice of death like that, correct? So in the 17th chapter later we'll see, so there it is the same principle. Narayana parasarve na kutachana bibhyati. If Narayana parar, Krishna conscious if you are in whatever situation we are in, Swarga, heavenly planet, Apavarga, liberation, or even in the hellish planet, we will not be disturbed. A devotee is not disturbed because he is always thinking of Lord, he is always trying to engage in the service of Lord. There are many examples, just like Prahlad Maharaj was put into so many difficulties by his own father, but he was not perturbed. He could not chant and hear much like that because his father is always constantly has kept a guard, he is watching. So he was always remembering the glories of the Lord. Smaranam. So he excelled in that. So if you are engaged in this Navavida Bhakti, automatically, actually, we will not be perturbed with whatever situation, because in the material world is world of duality, happiness, distress. It will come. Now see whether suddenly, yesterday it was so cold, it was raining, all these things. Today you see we don't know what is there. This all will be there. The material world is duality, world of duality. So we should tolerate with this thing and we should go on with our main duty. What is the main duty? Spiritual duty actually. So we should vigorously, day after day, we should practice this. So like this, we understand in the Prabhupada, then in the purport at the end actually. So basically in devotional service, we should engage our body, mind, words. Everything we should engage in the service of the Lord. Very simple technique actually. We have to engage in some activity. That's why Krishna also says to Arjuna, you are telling you will not fight in the second chapter itself. To keep the body and soul together, you have to do some activity. You are a Kshatriya, you fight, and you have got this opportunity, and I am ordering you. I am your charioteer. I have made this plan. No, you are speaking big philosophy. No, I should not kill. All this thing I heard from authoritative sources. I heard from disciplic succession that if I kill this soldier, the wife will become widow, there will be Varna Shankara. So basically, he is speaking on the bodily platform. Because we are all attached to our body and anything connected with our body, that's a natural actually. So to transcend that, we have to engage our body, engage our mind, engage our sense, everything is given to us by Lord. So we have to engage in the service of the Lord. That is the simple principle of, that is the definition given in the scriptures. Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Richate. We got all these senses. We are not like impersonalist or Mayavadi. No, I don't want to see. No. Everything belongs to Lord. So we should use it in the service of the Lord. Then Prabhupada, at the end of the purport, he mentions very interesting thing. 4 times Prabhupada uses the word. What word he used? Somebody can recall today's purport? We have to be, one must act sincerely according to this position. Victory or defeat depends on the Lord. First time he uses here. Then Prabhupada writes, this verse is very instructive for sincere workers in Krishna consciousness movement. Then third time he writes, we should make a sincere effort to implement the will of Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how we understand Krishna's will? Krishna's will is the Bhagavad Gita. Directly has spoken to Arjuna, he has given the direction, he has given the instruction, what we should do, what we should not do. And 4 times Prabhupada uses in the last sentence, our only duty is to work sincerely so that our activities may be recognized by Krishna. So we have to work sincerely, our activities will be recognized by Krishna. Whether the outsiders, materialists, they recognize or not, we are not bothered. If we are noticed by the Lord, that is the success of life. So we see how Srila Prabhupada also, we are just singing that song today. So Prabhupada had a strong faith in his Guru's instruction. And single-handedly he went here at the age of 70 with no means practically. He was just carrying Srimad Bhagavatam. So he had got a strong faith in 2 things Prabhupada mentioned in that song. I have a strong faith in the holy name of the Lord, and I have a strong faith in the direction or the order of my spiritual master. I am just a puppet in your hand, Lord. Whatever you wish, you can do. Make me a success, make me a failure. I am not bothered because I am acting according to your direction. So a devotee, we should come to that stage because the duality, like in this verse it is said, sometimes we may be victorious, sometimes we may be loser. Other person may be victorious. Just like in the court, all these cases happen. One party wins, one party loses, correct? So it's always like that. But our real victory is that actually we should no more take birth in this material world, which is a place of misery. That's why Prabhupada says in the last sentence of this purport, our only duty is to work sincerely. I was just saying the meaning in the dictionary. Sincere means, nice words are there. We should be genuine. We should be authentic. We should be honest. We should be truthful. Like the many words are mentioned. So in other words, we should not be like a false pretender. We may be like in the dress of a devotee garb. We may do whatever we want according to whims and fancies. No. We should act. Our day should be molded in such a way, Prabhupada says, correct? We should act in such a way, but we should give pleasure or joy to the Supreme Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord. So, and then it is also mentioned, expressing one's real emotions and intention. What is the real emotion? What we are looking for? See, particularly we are all young. You are all young, you have given up your career, studies, whatever it is. Maybe some parents are very rich. You have given up all those things, you have come here. So what is the ultimate intention? At least when we read, when we associate with devotee, we have come to know, correct? This is the goal of life. At least we know the goal of life in Krishna consciousness movement. Many so-called spiritualists, they practice, they are not very clear, vague idea they have something. Meditation they do, so many things they do. But here very clear what we have to do throughout the day and what is the ultimate goal. Maybe we are in different level, that's okay. At least we know the aim and we'll reach the destination. So there's a very nice opportunity. So will of Krishna is available in the form of Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhupada added there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, whomsoever you meet, you just talk about Krishna, make them chant Hare Krishna. That should be the goal of life. It's a nice opportunity. We have got this benefit, we should try to pass it on to others. That is the best welfare activity we can do. So chanting, ourselves practicing sadhana nicely, inspiring others, and encouraging others to take up this. Whatever little way they take up. Once they take up, they come in touch with chanting, Hare Krishna, they start reading Prabhupada books, associate with devotee, automatically transformation happens actually. Like we all gone through that. So it's a very nice instruction. We'll be reading further. I'll stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.